Continuing our reading in Ragweed and Poppy by Avi, today we have a short chapter, chapter 10 and chapter 11. Chapter 10 begins with the real estate agent, and it shows a picture of a man reading a newspaper. And the newspaper is the Amperville Acorn. And here there's an ad that says, Handyman Special, old farmhouse, handyman special but fixable. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, good water well, large rooms, many closets, 2 acres, beautifully situated next to an old apple orchard, full flowing creek, and access to Dimwood Forest. Commuting distance 40 miles to Amperville. Owned by High Prairie Bank, which wishes to sell. Immediate move-in. All reasonable offers considered. Call Amperville Real Estate 555-3367. Ask for agent Jack Saunderson. Chapter 11. Across Long Meadow. Ragweed plunged into Long Meadow, running in the direction Poppy had told him to go. Once out on the big field, he hesitated. Here I am, he thought, helping someone again, but I couldn't simply leave her, could I? She's in a bad place, and a mouse has to do what a mouse has to do, right? I'll just tell her family where she is, that she needs assistance, then take off. Ragweed hurried on, but couldn't stop thinking about Poppy. Walking into a trap with her eyes closed, he mused. Not the sharpest spice on the kitchen shelf. Still, she was nice. Since bushes and tall grasses were everywhere, Ragweed had to pause every few feet, stand up on his hind legs, and study the way forward, constantly hoping to catch sight of what Poppy had called Glitter Creek. Not seeing it, he continued on until he came upon a short-grassed, open plot that was flooded with warm sunlight. Better be careful than clipped, Ragweed reminded himself, and stood as tall as he could at the edge of the clearing and studied it. That's when, right in front of him, Ragweed saw something moving about in the grass. He stood still and stared hard, trying to determine what he was seeing. At first, all he could tell was that some creature was thrashing about furiously. Even so, it didn't seem to be going anywhere. Unable to see with any clarity, but not wanting to get too close to whatever it was, Ragweed spied a bush that overlooked the clearing. He scurried over, climbed up, parted some of the bush leaves, and looked over and out the grassy area. What he saw made him gasp. It was a snake. A long, thick, light brown snake with dark bands, an arrow-shaped head, and a blunt nose. Its red forked tongue kept popping in and out of its mouth like an unsheathed dagger. Merely to see the snake made Ragweed's blood turn cold. Dude, he reminded himself, snakes eat mice, swallow them whole. Even that silly raccoon hated them. Nobody likes them. As Ragweed watched, the snake coiled around, and its head rose up and down, pointing here, then there, as if sniffing out something. Suddenly, the snake stopped shifting about and, Ragweed had no doubt, aimed its eyes directly at him. They were dark, disturbing eyes, almond-shaped with black pupils, hardly more than narrow slits. Terrifying. A trembling Ragweed, as though under a spell, could not take his eyes from the snake. Does it see or smell me? Scared, he held his breath and remained motionless. The snake extended its head toward Ragweed, seemed to smile, and hissed sweetly, I sees you. Ragweed was too petrified to reply. And, continued the snake, I wish some simple support. The snake used words with lots of S's, as if continually hissing. Me? Ragweed managed to whisper. Were you talking to me? Yes. Who else? I wish you would seize my tail and secure it in your paws. You're Your tail? Why? Why do you want me to do that? Stammered Ragweed. I'm seeking to shed my skin and seek some assistance. Don't you eat mice? Asked Ragweed. Well, yes, said the snake. I do sometimes, but not this time. I'm simply searching for some support so I can slip out of my skin. It seems to be a little sticky. The snake glided nearer, but never took its unblinking eyes from Ragweed. Please step closer, commanded the snake. You've no choice, thought a trembling Ragweed as he climbed down from the bush, aware that although the snake was now stopped and had stopped moving, its eyes followed his every step. As soon as Ragweed drew near, the snake coiled about and presented its tail. So far, so good, said the snake. Please grasp my tail securely. Ragweed took the snake's tail into his two paws and tried to get a firm grip, which was hard because he was shaking so. Got it, he said. Now what? Stay secure, but simply grasp my tail with all your strengths, said the snake, and began to wiggle about with great liveliness. Ragweed had to struggle to hold on to the tail. In moments, to Ragweed's astonishment, the snake skin slid away and seemed to become a second snake, except this new snake, though long, had no motion of its own. It was the first snake that moved away from the second snake, spun about, and faced Ragweed. As his tongue slipped in and out, the snake smiled. Thanks so much, said the snake. My fresh skins feel silky and soft, so nice. See yous have a sweet spring day. And with that, the snake slithered among the tall grasses, slipping away from Ragweed's sight. As for the snakeskin, it remained in place and lay motionless upon the grass. Ragweed stared at the discarded skin. What happened? He asked himself. Is that thing alive or dead? Did the snake become two snakes? With utmost care, Ragweed crept forward, ready to run away, toward what the snake had left. Coming as close as he dared, and still uneasy, Ragweed looked all about. The snake was completely gone. He turned back to the skin. Gradually, he realized that what he was seeing, nothing more than a cast-off skin. The living snake had wiggled completely out of its old skin. The danger was gone. Ragweed took a deep breath and moved closer to the discarded skin, gingerly putting out a paw and poking it. Nothing happened. The skin lay there, a long, thin, and hollow tube. And creepy, weird, said Ragweed. It's like, a banana sliding out of its own peel. Ragweed was still standing there, fascinated by the skin, when he heard someone shouting. Ragweed, where are you? I need you to come back. Ragweed recognized the voice. It was that exasperating young raccoon, Lotar. And that's the end of chapter 11.